I think it's one of our core values that we want to take care of our community, our congregational community, and the greater community. You know, that's why the joy of belonging really works for us. Wouldn't you want to belong to a community that wants to take care of you and the greater community?
The experience of belonging to Temple Jeremiah is one that is engaging, that is meaningful, that is rich, that creates a sense of joy, a sense of fulfillment in people, regardless of what initially brings them to the congregation.
Everything that we talk about in worship, in education, in the hallway supports that message of taking Judaism, taking the Judaism that we learn about and experience in the building, and really bringing it into the rest of the world.
I think my job is to introduce and let people know Jewish music, but it's also to find things that they can connect with, to meet people where they are, and there's a lot of talent here. And just being able to empower the talented people to know that they can do it without me doing it has been really great, and it's been sometimes challenging, you know, but it's been also super rewarding to see them shine.
Certainly we've grown in numbers, but more than that, the way that we have been able to strengthen our adult education programming, strengthen our connections to Israel, both through learning, through advocacy, and through actual travel, congregational trips that we've been able to make over the years.
The temple has changed a lot since I began my career, but what has always remained a constant has been the warmth of the staff, the warmth of the families. I just am amazed with the amount of energy and creativity. Musical concerts, tweaking different programs we already have in place. And I think that'll continue over the next years to come.
Memories.
Oh, look at that.
We joined the temple in 1961. We did so because of a letter we got that my wife said was sent by God.
And I spoke to Rabbi Tarshish, and Friday night services were at his home. And he invited us to a Friday night service, and we went. And we really loved it.
When we went to a service, it could be 6 people, 10 people. Once there was only the 2 of us with Rabbi Tarshish and Miriam. And all of our kids were confirmed. At the time, they had no bar mitzvahs or bat mitzvahs.
When they talked about the building, they hadn't started anything. There was as much disagreement as there was agreement. The majority, as it turned out, wanted a home.
The temple and I were a good fit at the time. Jeremiah was not very traditional, and I wasn't too traditional. So I insisted that changes be rational, things that made sense, which has always been the basis of reform.
I think there were about 400 families when I first came here. So my goal was to have this building filled all the time, mornings, afternoons, evenings. And if you come to Temple Jeremiah now, you might think, oh my goodness, she overdid it. It's constantly filled. But it's not only the number of members, it's the quality of the membership. People here are like it. They have a good time, they're committed, they're involved. This was more than just a job, it really was my passion.
We're not going to rush. We don't want somebody who's cold and maybe homeless and this is their only lunch. We don't want them to have smushed chips or sandwiches, right?
The social justice program, it was basically by just answering the question, will you help? And I said yes. When Rabbi Cohen started, he very early on said to us that he wanted to make the temple a place of doing good.
I wanted to just connect what we're doing in feeding the hungry and how it connects to where we are in the Torah right now.
So we developed an advocacy program.
Hunger is one of the 6 platforms in the program, along with criminal justice, immigration, gun safety, inclusion,
and our new one on mental health.
We have one of the most robust programs in terms of not only the amount of programming we do, but the amount of people that are actually participating in some of these activities. I think that they see that with everything going on in their lives, they can make a difference. And so it helps them connect whether or not they can help people in their local communities who are hungry or help other people who are coming from another country. These are all opportunities for them to have impact and to give back. And not only just themselves, but also with their families.
Here's a story I like to tell. We were doing the Feed the Hungry program. We make lunches and then we go down and we hand them out. So one of the families who was with us had some small children and it was cold out, it was winter time, and we were handing out the lunches and a child came up to get their lunch and they didn't have a coat on. And our congregant's child said, "Do you have a coat? Where's your coat?" They said, I don't have a coat. So that child, our congregant, took off her brand new North Face coat and gave it to that child. So the first reaction was, "Oh, that was a very expensive coat," and then there was not a dry eye in the place. So that's the impact that we have by doing social justice.
I've been involved with a lot of projects here at Temple Jeremiah, and really the most important thing is continuing the concept of welcoming people in and really opening our doors and being inclusive to all.
It was the Temple's idea to offer Sarah a job here. She just loves it because she's very social, so her job is to open the door for people when they come to the Temple.
It's made her so happy that I think that's probably the best part of the inclusion.
I think what makes me proudest is the work that we've done in inclusion, which began in 1959 with inclusion of interfaith families.
Me being non-Jewish has never been an issue in Temple Jeremiah over the 25 years. I have never felt not included in any aspect. Everything about Jeremiah has always been a reach to include individuals. And so it's a wonderful place to be.
Any group of people that feel themselves somehow outside of the pale, whether it's economics, whether it's sexual orientation, whether it's gender, the community is accessible in every sense of that word.
Our mission is really to help anyone in this congregation, whatever age, whatever disability that might be, whether they were born with something or acquired something, to allow them to participate, celebrate, contribute in our temple.
When we did our last build here, major construction, we made sure that it was ADA compliant, so it's welcoming to all. And now we have these fabulous services that include all of the special needs people who want to come, and we reach out to a wide community. Jay was born with special needs. Jay was able to come to Sunday school here with the help of an aide. Rabbi Schreibman bar mitzvahed him in 1987. He was 13. And he was able to do all the prayers. And we had the party here in the social hall, and there wasn't one dry eye in the house. It was fabulous.
Shalosh pinot ha'chova sheli, right? Good job.
Today we're looking at the whole child. Are they a part of a community? Do they feel safe? Is their experience joyful? Are they making connections? Are they engaged?
We are here for the Jeremiah Buddy program. We are singing, making Hamantaschen, and celebrating Purim by making puppets.
For us, our focus and the atmosphere here is to create really fond memories. I want the children at the end of the day to feel, I love being Jewish, I love being here.
Haman.
The rabbis, Cantor, executive director, we're a team. And that's a gift that we offer. Not only the congregants, but the children, the teachers feel that same sense of friendship and caring for one another.
So much of creating a relationship with a young person is going beyond the face-to-face and using the tools that they use. So every single child has my phone number to text me. Every single child can send me Snapchats, and I respond to every single one of them. And then especially around B'nai Mitzvah, we communicate about their Tikkun Olam project over text message.
When I ask the group and I say, tell me, what do you think I think is just the most important thing? And the children are raising their hands, and holidays and Hebrew and history, and I say, absolutely, that all is important, but the most important thing is that you know what the definition of a mensch is. How do we treat one another? Because what you learn here, you will take to your schools and you will take into your community.
60 years from now, when the congregation is celebrating its 120th anniversary, what I hope for is that people will look back with the same sense of gratitude that I have for those who preceded me, for Rabbi Tarshish of blessed memory, Rabbi Schreibman. We will continue to be seen at the cutting edge of worship, of study, of social justice. We will have seen the results of trying to make the world a better place through Tikkun Olam.